Hi, everybody. It's Tara from Sojourn Psychology, and I'm here with Tracy Proprozzi. Am I saying it right?
It's Tracy Properzi.
Properzi. I asked you, and but I see your students call you Mrs. P.
Well, it's a lot easier to say than Properzi, like we already proved with your introduction. So it's beautiful. Mrs. P, it's pretty easy.
Exactly. I had some teachers who allowed us that privilege when I was in school as well, and it's much appreciated. So Tracy Properzi, and she is a French teacher and a phys.ed teacher at Hillcrest Junior High, which is a part of the Edmonton Public School Division, junior high kids. Yeah, and so Tracy and I, we've gotten a chance to get to know each other over the past few years, and there's many things I admire about Tracy. But as we're heading into January and all the school stuff is starting to kick back up, and we're figuring it all out all over again, I thought it'd be nice to get some wisdom from one of our teachers. So Tracy, I guess in your experience since last March, what has really struck you about your students and their parents?
Well, as you can see, I'm wearing my superhero t-shirt because, the teachers that I work with at Hillcrest are absolutely amazing. They are my superheroes. But the superheroes that I really see are my students and their parents. A lot of parents are just used to sending their kids off to school and, they don't necessarily have to be as involved in their education as they are right now. With the junior high kids, a lot of them can be more independent and can do the work on their own. But the elementary parents are having to be there right beside their kids. And that's sometimes at a cost to, them going to work and making their own wages and trying to, put the food on the table. So kudos to my parents who are superheroes, my students who are superheroes, and, their resilience is just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I think that's such a lovely thing to point out, Tracy, and such a generous attitude as a teacher to look at the kids and the parents and to really say, hey, you guys are doing an amazing job. And how often are we just noticing actually how well people are rallying together, how well people are just making these shifts. I think what I hear you saying is you see parents prioritizing the relationship with their child in a very difficult situation.
No, that's exactly what I'm seeing. And we as teachers sometimes have that difficult task of phoning parents and letting them know when their kids aren't coming online or they're not doing their assignments. And for me, I come at it from a point of view of what can I do for you? How can I support your family during this super, super challenging time? Not everyone comes with the same tools in their toolkit. Not everyone can be a stay-at-home mom or a stay-at-home dad, right? We might have 2 or 3 kids in different classes who are online that have to share space. Like it's just incredible what we've put, onto a parent's plate that some people are just not ready to handle that.
I think this is amazing when I'm listening to you speak, Tracy, because you teach both French and physical education, which as a parent, I think those could be intimidating courses to try and come alongside of and help our child. So I'm wondering for you, if a parent, I don't know, feels criticized or like they need support from a teacher, what advice would you have for that parent, how they could reach out or how they could, help themselves feel better about their ability?
Well, for me, teaching a second language, I'm just hoping that kids are interested and they're enjoying a language, right? Even though we do live in Canada, I understand that not everyone speaks French as a second language. We've got parents who are speaking Arabic, Ukrainian, Polish, Mandarin, Filipino language, right? We have such a huge variety of cultures that that are coming to the table for us. They have their own experience in language learning, right? And they just have to trust themselves that, oh, maybe I wasn't good in French, when I was a kid, and I can understand how you can understand, right? Just empower themselves. what we're doing in junior high with the kids is not something that they aren't able to handle, right? But if their own kids are struggling, right, opening those lines of communication is definitely the way to go. Sending an email, I'm as quick as I possibly can to respond to parent emails and concerns. I would love to meet, and I have this year already just met parents and their child one-on-one in a Zoom call, just kind of seeing how we can work together and make sure everyone feels supported.
Yeah, I like that a lot, Tracy. And again, what's kind of cool that's happened in this past year is how parents and children and teachers are doing more Zoom online conversations. Like, it seems in some ways the collaboration with parents and teachers might work better if we allow ourselves the privilege of using Zoom with each other.
Well, for us with Edmonton Public Schools, we do use Google Meets because it falls under under the systems that are that allow the safety and security for our students as well, right? So it's not just kind of out there in the public domain. And what we do in our private spaces in our Google Meet calls are, you can allow students to share their screen and you can help support them. Okay, no, click on that link, click on. But you're teaching kids so much when we're working online, not just curriculum, but you're teaching them how to use the technology. You're sometimes teaching their parents how to use the technology, right? So it's just so many different factors that are coming in here.
And that's good too. And what an important correction, because Google is just that much more accessible for people, and it's more of a universal tool. So again, that's one of these things. These pieces of just educating and being very community oriented, I guess, in this learning situation. If anything, it points out how parents and teachers can work together.
Right, but definitely. Now, the parents sometimes they don't come in with the technology skills, but what you want to teach them is to doubt their doubt, not their abilities, right? Because they've got the skills and they just have to learn how to believe in themselves and show their kids that we're all learners and not everyone can know everything and we can make mistakes together.
That is a brilliant statement and just totally sums up this resiliency piece that you're noticing. Doubt our doubt. And if kids,
and I honestly, I think I stole that from someone else. I'm not claiming that as my own, but it speaks to me.
And what a lovely thing to steal, right? If you're going to steal that. Steal wisdom, right?
I mean, there are so many educators online, local Canadian educators like George Couros and Dr. Jody Carrington. And those are just a couple of the Canadian people that I follow. George and I taught together when I was teaching in Rimbey, and he has gone on to such huge success, in the States, and teaching educators how to be innovative and thinking really outside of the box. So, I steal these little tidbits here and there. Beg, borrow, steal. That's what makes a good teacher.
Exactly. And that's all of what we're trying to do, to come together, support the community, and just notice those things that might encourage each other and encourage ourselves. So thank you so much, Tracy, for joining us, and take care of all those high energy preteens.
All right. Hey, are you sure you don't want me to lead you through a phys.ed workout? I've been practicing my online skills.
We'll save that for next time.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you so much for chatting with me, Tara.
Sure. Bye, Tracy.
Bye.